What's up guys? So today we're going to be speaking about chatbots. I'm really excited about this one because this is almost like email marketing 2.0. So in today's session though, what we're going to focus on is actually using chatbots to launch a new physical product, regardless of marketplace. So for example, if you're launching a new product on Amazon.com or Amazon.co.uk, this will work, and this is something that you can do in a way that's going to allow you to redeem a unique deal with every single customer that chooses to take part in your new launch. So that's what we're going to be diving into today. So guys, before we jump into this, I just want to explain a little bit about what a chatbot is for those who don't know. And you can skip ahead a bit if you know exactly what these are. Now on screen, you'll see that we actually have a picture of a phone here, and this is just on Facebook Messenger. And I'm not sure what this is for, but for example's sake, let's pretend that an events company has chosen to run a Facebook ad to specific consumers who they think will take part in a 50% off deal, 50% off their events. And so someone would find that ad, and if that individual is interested, they click on learn more or shop now or contact us on that ad. And as soon as they do that, they're going to end up in Messenger, Facebook Messenger. And so now the bot will take actions and ask for specific responses from that customer and keep adapting as per that customer's responses. So in this example, the bot's asking, okay, you want to take action, you want 50% off the event, that's fine. How many people would you like to book for? And the customer responds 8. Then choose a time. The customer chooses 7 p.m. And again, the bot's going to react to that and say, okay, well, in terms of 7 p.m., we have the following dates available, and which one would you like to choose? And often here, it's actually going to list. So it could be the 22nd, the 23rd, the 24th, the 25th. The customer's just going to choose one, and then the bot will respond once again. And it's using data in a database to respond in this way. We set up how this bot responds and interacts with our customer. So today what we're doing is we're looking at how can you on the back end set up the processes that are going to make a bot do this for you and your business. The first thing is that this is quite a complex process. So I've broken it down into numerous steps, as you can see on the left-hand side here. You can always adapt this process to how you want to actually perform it, but this is quite thorough. And if you follow this, you're going to be able to set up your own chatbot in order to launch physical products over and over and over using this same process. Now, the first tools you're definitely going to need, first of all, is ManyChat. You're going to need a ManyChat Pro account. This is really important, and this is actually where you're going to build out this flow of what your bot is going to do for you. This is where you build that sequence out. The second is you're going to need Zapier, and Zapier is going to perform zaps for us. And in other words, when certain things occur in ManyChat, in our messenger flow, we are going to use Zapier to perform certain actions, to create zaps at certain points and pull specific data and store our specific data as well. And where it's going to pull and push that data is actually to Google Sheets. So you're going to need a Google Sheet as well. Guys, fair warning on this. This is a long process, and I recommend you do this end to end. So if you don't have enough time right now, subscribe below, save this to watch later, and you can come back and do this when you do have time. Okay, so from the very beginning, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to your Zapier account, and you're going to choose Make a Zap. Okay, so once you've signed up on Zapier.com, make a zap. Okay, and now we're in Zapier and we're starting the process of creating our first zap. And now this is something we're asking it to take an action. And in order for us to ask it to take an action, we need to explain what that trigger is. What is the trigger in order for this zap to take place? And that trigger in this case is going to start with ManyChat. Now you can search for ManyChat in this bar here or select it if it's already just below there. I recommend when you set up with Zapier, you default Google Sheets and ManyChat as the apps you'll be using. That way they're going to be right here. In any case, we're going to use ManyChat first. Now we're going to go to show less common options, and we're going to click on this new trigger a Zap event. Save and continue. Now you can choose your account. Now I have accounts already set here, and so I'm going to use this first one. What you can do is simply connect an account, and that is going to connect your ManyChat Pro with Zapier. Nice and simple, and then simply test that account as well. You can see we have success there, which is good, and save and continue. So now what we've done is simply linked ManyChat and Zapier together, and so we can trigger zaps from ManyChat. From our messenger flow, we can trigger zaps when we need. We're going to get into that more, it will make more sense. Now leave this window open, and you're going to go over to ManyChat, and in ManyChat you want to click on growth tools down the left hand side here, and then what you want to do is click on new growth tool at the top right. Now this comes up with options of growth tools. You want to click on Facebook ads JSON. Ignore this message and proceed with the JSON growth tool. Now the JSON growth tool is here, and you can see we're starting to see the actual layout of Messenger and the sequence we can build. First of all, you want to hit on edit. So now that we've hit edit, you can see that we have the sequence here. Now I don't want to confuse you, but there are two ways to view the sequence. They both do the same thing. There's just two ways. You have Basic Builder and Flow Builder. This is the Flow Builder, but we can also go to Basic Builder. And Basic Builder is the one you will see when you first use this tool. Basic Builder looks like this. And you can see if we just click there, it goes back to Flow Builder. But they both perform the same function. So in this first box here is where we can actually write our first bot's response after our customers take their first action. And to explain this a little more so it makes a little more sense, let's pretend that we ran a Facebook ad at 50% off. Okay, so we're going to give 50% off coupon codes to any customers that take part, that take action and click on that ad. Now, if someone clicks on that ad, we can set it to send straight to Messenger and start this bot sequence. So in other words, as soon as someone saw our ad for 50% off of our endoscope product, they would come through to Messenger, and this is the first response that that customer is going to see. So we need to write that first response in Messenger. So I'm just going to write, hey, want to grab your 50% off coupon? Click yes below. Okay, now we're telling them to click yes below if they want to take action. And so our quick reply is obviously going to read yes. Okay, and that's fine for now. We're actually just going to say done. Okay, so now just to show you more of how the flow builder also works, you can see just the same right here, just a lot more neat. Now in this case, this sure I do, that we can actually delete. We don't need that section. And then you can see here a lot neater. I'm also going to delete this part over here. We do not need that. So now it's nice and simple. You can see just what we've put in. If we go to basic build, you can see just the same. Okay, flow builder is just a lot more neat. Now when they do hit yes, we need to trigger an action. Okay, so you can see here if we just drag a line, we can actually perform a certain action. And that action, if we click over here, is going to be trigger zap. Okay, and then we can name this zap as well. So in this example, I'm going to call it endoscope and the date, so that I know exactly what this is. I recommend you do the same throughout this process. So you're going to say, for example, your product name, coupon, and then the date. In this case, let's say 6 March 2019. This way you're able to just follow this very closely and know what product it's for, and it's a coupon, and when you started this. Make sure that you click on the actual name, otherwise it's just going to disappear here. There we go. So that event has been created. So now you can actually see how during the messenger process, the ManyChat process, you're able to trigger your Zap and take other actions, which we're going to get into now. Now, as we trigger this Zap, it's going to go and pull data, which we're going to get into. However, during that period, while we go pull the data, we're also going to create a message to that user. So we're going to say send message, and then we're actually going to type in our next message. And I'm just going to say, excellent, give us 2 seconds to generate your unique coupon code. Now the next thing you also want to add in here is actually a delay. So you can see these boxes down here, choose delay as well. Now in the delay, we're actually going to do a delay of at least 6 seconds here. Okay, and we're actually creating that delay because it's going to take Zapier a little bit of time to actually go and get that coupon code and send it through here. Here we're going to type in our second response. And this one is going to say, copy the coupon code you see here and click on the link to go through to the product. Apply the coupon during checkout to receive 50% off. Now, the reason for our delay here is because as the first message comes through, it's going to say, okay, give us a second to generate your coupon code. And Zapier is still fetching that coupon code from our Google Sheet, which we're going to get more into. And so this little bit of a delay allows that to come through. And then what happens is this message comes in and says, copy the coupon code you see here and click on the link below to go through to that product and apply this at checkout. Now beneath this box where we've said to them, go to this link to actually redeem your coupon code, well, we're going to add a button here. And this button is actually going to say claim my code or something similar. So that is the link they click to actually go through now with the code we pulled in from using Zapier. They can copy that code, click on this, go straight to your listing and actually redeem that 50% off voucher that you've given them. Now here, when they hit that, we need to choose what action that button performs. And so we're going to say open website. And in here, you can either insert a super URL, which is obviously your keyword infused URL, or just a standard URL to your listing. So for this example, I'm going to use this listing's URL, come back here and drop that in right over here. And that is it. We can click on done. Now this part of the process is actually finished, and you can see we have quite a nice little flow going here. And now what we can do is simply click on publish at the top right. Now that content is published, we can actually come back over to Zapier. We have our account already connected. We can also test this and then we can continue. Now here we're going to choose an event, and this is where you're actually going to choose that Zap that you just created and named. And once we've chosen that, we can continue. Now here we need to pick a sample to set up the Zap. We can just pull in samples and there we go, sample pulled in, and we can continue. Now here we can add an action step, either with this little link or just here, per usual, add a step. I'm going to just click on this and you'll see an action step opens over here. And so we've already set the trigger for our Zap from ManyChat over here. Now we're also going to select storage for this data, and this is how Zapier is actually going to input and pull out specific data for us, and we're going to do that via our Google Sheet, which we're going to get more into, but we're going to choose storage here. This is storage by Zapier, and the first thing you want to do is say show less common options, and then increment value and continue. Then you can see you can choose an actual storage account here. You can create a new one I do have one for this example, but I'll show you how to connect one as well. So here, and then you're just going to input a password, and that's how you're going to create your storage account, and it'll show up over here. Now I'm going to use this one for this example and just test it. And we have success. We can save and continue. Now we're setting up the template, and in key we are simply going to input counter like this, and for increment amount we're going to have an increment amount of 1 and continue. Now we can send a test to storage, and that is successful. Now we can move on to step 3, add a step. Now before we choose an app for step 3, you're actually going to want to navigate to your Google Sheets. So make sure you go to Google Sheets and have that Google Sheet named well, so you can see it when it gets pulled in to Zapier. The other thing is that at the bottom you'll see this often says Sheet 1, and this is actually called the worksheet. So you can have multiple worksheets in every Google Sheet. The worksheet might say Sheet 1. I recommend naming it just the same as this, so it's very easy to have named spreadsheets or Google Sheets and worksheets, and that way they're just going to be uniform. You'll see why in a sec. Now you're going to have coupon code, ManyChat URL, order number, and distributed. Those must be your columns here. It's just industry standard for this. And then coupon code, you can fill in your coupon code. So whether you got those from Seller Central, and those are unique one-time coupon codes, or another e-commerce platform, you put in your coupon codes here when you're ready. And then order number is just going to be 1 to as many coupon codes as you're willing to do here, say 100 or even 200. And so you can name those columns and input that data if you already have that. Now we can jump back to Zapier. So for step 3, we are going to choose Google Sheets. And what we're going to do with Google Sheets is look up spreadsheet row, as you can see here, and continue. Now it's going to bring up your Google account. You can have your brand@gmail.com, or it can be your normal Gmail account. That's fine as well. But here you want to do this and just test that. We have success, so we're going to continue. Now the setup options, the spreadsheet is going to be the named spreadsheet as we just looked into. The worksheet is going to be that named worksheet. You can see how that helps. Otherwise this is just called Sheet 1 and can be a little confusing. Under lookup column, we're going to choose order number, as you can see here. Under lookup value, we're actually going to say value under increment value. So here you're going to see increment value, and we choose value. We're going to leave these 3 blank and continue. We can fetch and test this. That looks good. And now we can add step 4. Now for step 4, again, we're actually going to choose Google Sheets. And here we're going to say update spreadsheet row and continue. Now we use that same account and continue. And then the spreadsheet once again is that same named spreadsheet, worksheet, same named worksheet. Then under row, you're actually going to choose use a custom value advanced. And then for custom value for row ID, we are going to go to the 3rd row here, look up spreadsheet row. And then in this, we are going to actually choose row, as you can see here. For coupon code, we're actually going to choose coupon code. Again, under look up spreadsheet row, this one, coupon code. For ManyChat URL, here we're going to choose the first step, new trigger as app event, and we are going to choose user live chat URL. That's how we would actually have a link to the actual chat where we redeemed this code. Should a user have an issue or anything like that, we can actually jump to that exact chat in the spreadsheet. Under order number, we are going to go to step 3 and choose order number. And distributed, we are just going to type yes in here. and that's going to fill that spreadsheet, update that spreadsheet row to say, yes, we have redeemed this code. Continue. We can test this step, and this was successful. Now we add step 5. Now before we go into step 5, you want to jump back to ManyChat, and in ManyChat on settings, right click and open this in a new tab. And under settings, what we're going to do is go to custom fields in the center, and we're going to say new user field, and we're going to name this just the same as what we just did. So it will be your product name and the date. So do that. I just have one right here that I'm going to use. You can see here, endoscope coupon, March the 6th, 2019. So I've added that user field. You can also add a new one. Now we can jump back to Zapier and start with step 5. Now for step 5, we're going to choose ManyChat. We're going to scroll down and go to show less common options. Now we're going to choose set custom field and continue. Now we're going to use that same ManyChat account. Now under user, we are going to choose user custom value advanced. So custom value for user ID, we're going to go to step 1, new trigger as app event, and choose user ID. For custom field, we are going to look at the drop down and choose that custom field we just named. For value, we're actually going to go into our drop down. We're going to go to lookup spreadsheet row, and then we're simply going to choose coupon code and continue. Here we want to send a test to ManyChat, and we can see that test was successful, so we can add a step. Now for step 6, we're going to choose ManyChat once again. Here we're going to send text message to user, nice and easy, and same ManyChat account. Under the user field, we are going to once again say user custom value advanced, and then under custom value for user ID, we are going to choose under the first option, new trigger as app event, we choose user ID. Now in the message text, this is when we're actually going to say, hey, first name, here is your coupon code. And so we're going to say, hey, and then when your cursor is here, you're going to click this little drop down box. Under new trigger as app event, we're going to say user first name. So, hey, Dan, in this case, here's your coupon code. And then we can continue. Great, so we can skip a test on this one, and we're going to add the next step, step 7. Now step 7, similar to step 6, step 6 comes through and says, hey, here's your coupon code, and step 7 actually delivers the code in its own unique message. And that's important because it makes it easy for the customer to just copy that code in one message instead of it being, within a sentence of another message. And so this makes it really easy. Here we just send the code in its own message. Again, we choose ManyChat, and then we're going to send a text message to the user and continue. And then here the same ManyChat account. And then here in the user field, we're again going to choose user custom value advanced. Under custom value for user ID, we are going to go under new trigger as app event and choose user ID. And then the text message is actually just going to be a coupon code here. So we need this to load once again. Okay guys, so at this point in the message text column, you're going to input the coupon code, and you're going to grab that just from the drop down. So when you hit this button, it's actually going to bring up those same fields we've been pulling from, and you're going to go lookup spreadsheet row. It's actually step 3. And under lookup spreadsheet row, just choose coupon code, and that'll fill in here just like this. And this message only has the coupon code in it, and then we can continue. You do not need to test this step, and we can finish. Then what I recommend is you do name your Zap. I just named it now. Basically product name, coupon, and the date. That's really going to help you know exactly what this was, and then we can turn our Zap on. Perfect. So now our Zap is actually on. You'll see in the spreadsheet actually one of our tests came through. For you, this will be in column 1. That just did not fill because I'd done a test before. So just expect your one test to have come through in column 1. And then you'll see on ManyChat here, we can also click on preview. Now that everything's published on ManyChat and Zapier, we can actually click on preview at the top of our ManyChat Pro account. And if we click on that, it's going to send to Messenger, and we can actually open up Messenger. And so now in Messenger, we can actually see the full process that we've created. You can see this is how the message comes through. So this is what would happen if someone did click on your ad. This is what would happen. Their Messenger would open up and it would say, hey, want to grab your 50% off coupon code? Click yes below. They would click on yes. And once they click on yes, it's going to say, okay, excellent. Give us 2 seconds to generate your new code. And hey, Dan, here's your coupon code. Copy the coupon code you see here and click on the link below to go through to the product. Apply the coupon during checkout to get 50% off. So now you can see, super easy for me to just copy that one, or even just double click that message and copy, and then I can go claim my coupon code, and it's going to take me straight through to the listing. And here I can purchase and apply at checkout. And that is the process, guys. That's how it's going to look on your end. And yeah, your sequence will work like this in Messenger. And now you're fully set up on ManyChat and Zapier. And your Google Sheet, you'll notice, is also going to autofill. So in my case here, you can see it's just filled the next column down and said that this code has been distributed. And you'll notice that matches the code we just got. And we can also jump to that URL if we wish. If we click on this, it will actually take us to that Facebook Messenger conversation directly. And so you can monitor what's been distributed and what hasn't. And you can always add in more coupon codes here if you need. So if you stayed all the way to the end, well done. This is a complex and lengthy process. And if you got value in this, if this is something you're actually going to implement and use to push your business forward, please do subscribe below, turn on those notifications, and drop this video a quick like. That helps us a ton and keeps these coming. Also, let me know in the comments if there's any specific topics or subjects you want covered here, and we can look into those for you as well. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.